Told y'all in a few days I was gonna come back with some deer feeders building. I made this one over here first. I made them last year, sort of similar. I nail everything together. I use ring shank nails. They hold up good. I've got some that I've had built for 2 years. They was built a little different, but similar. I think 2 years. Maybe it's been a year or two. I can't remember. Maybe it's coming up on 2 years. But anyways, I hadn't really had any problems with them. We made probably 50 to 100 of them last year. We sell these for $100 a piece. You can build these. You can use plywood instead of 1x12s like me. I built this one. It's a little high. When you build it, the top of the board right here, I don't like it to be over 16 inches off the ground. And this one is it's a little higher. It's the first one I built. I changed up my design a little bit. We're almost at 24 inches. Well, almost 23 inches. And ideally, if you'll put it down here, well, you can't see, but if you'll put it down there at 16 inches, you know, about that high, it seems like the deer eat better. Again, it's been not a year, but close to a year since I built one. And I just forgot what I was doing, and I changed up my design some. Building them this way is way faster. It takes about 30 minutes for me to build this feeder by myself, cut it, nail it, everything, 100% by myself. Ain't nobody here. All you need is like 3 1/4 2x4s, 8 feet long. Just buy the studs. I don't like using treated stuff, but these legs are 4 foot. So there's 1 and 2 right here, and then it's 2 feet wide. So there's a 2x4, there's a 2x4, there's a 2x4, and there's a 2x4. So that gives you your 3, because 2, 4, 6, 8 feet, and then there's 2 foot roughly in the middle. It ain't really 2 foot. Well, yeah, it is. I cut it. It's close to 2 foot anyways. I put it in right here, and I nail in this way and that way, and then shoot some nails in the bottom, about 3 of them, and it works out real good. But what I do is I cut them 4 foot, and I cut these 2 foot. This right here should probably be about, the 2x4 down here should be about 3 inches or so from the bottom. I would just take a 2x4 like this and lay it just like this is, but on this end, and then I would nail my other 2x4. So, you know, you got extras. Cut, if you're building a bunch of them, you do a bunch. Like, you can take this one in the middle and lay it there, and then nail the one above it, nail that side, then do this side, then do that side. And what I did, this is 4 foot from outside to outside. So this is a 4 foot piece, and that's a 4 foot piece. The one inside here is 44 1/4, I think. What you got to do is you got to measure this plus your board here, whatever that is, and double it. Mine was like 2 3/8 or something other like that, so it come up to like 4 3/4 of an inch, whatever. And I just did that. It don't have to be absolutely perfect either. I try to line them up the best I can, but that's all I did. And these are 2 foot, and that's 2 foot. And like I said, these, I made mine like 44 1/4. And after I nail these on, I take and I lean this at an angle a little bit, lay that in on the ground. If you got help, it ain't no problem, but by myself, I just put it at an angle and I nail them across here. I put 3 to 4 nails in each board, and that's plenty to hold it, because you got a whole, near about a whole 2x4 on there. Well, I sort of lied. I put this in above it. You can change it. I may do, no, it's better to do it this way. I know what I was thinking now. All right, so I put this, nailed this together, put the 2x4 on that end. Then I nailed this 1x12 on top of my 2x4 right here. And the reason why is it allows this to lap over my inside board here. So there's not a gap. If you did that, then it wouldn't be flush on the bottom. You'd be able to see the other board. That's the whole reason why I did it. Then your feed and all fall out. But anyways, I can get it right. But I did that, then nailed that. Then I come over here and nail this side. And then all you got to do is take your 4-foot pieces, line it up, shoot you a nail there. You can nail the whole side if you got it lined up. Come over here, bend your boards or whatever you got to do to sort of get them lined up. Nail it in, go to the other side. Then I drop my 2x4 in. I think it took me 20, 30 minutes. I could probably get this down to 15 to 20 if I took and chopped everything up, like cut out for 10 of these feed troughs and then just started building them at one time. But this was a practice one, to see how it does. Last year what we did was we put these boards on the outside and then we notched it out, and that was too much trouble. It ain't really worth it. If you want to make it real strong, you can come in, put you some bolts or something in, but I don't really see the need in it. This here will hold probably 150 pounds of corn. Like I said, we sold about 100 of them last year. We sell them for $100 a piece. If you use plywood, it'll take you 5/8 of a sheet of plywood. Again, I wouldn't get treated plywood. Plywood costs about $36 where I'm at. All together, I'll have about 50 bucks in this in material. And then, well, I don't know if that, I think that includes 10 too. But any which way, you just get it, screw it on there. I put about 3 screws across there. And I sell them for 100, make about 50 bucks profit. I sawed all this lumber, so you can say it's all profit besides for the tin and the nails and the screws or whatever, but I had to go get them. I got a $45,000 sawmill over it. It took my time, gas, blades, all that, So it's not really profit. It's very equal to if you go buy it. It costs, I got about $50 worth of lumber, tin, screws, nails, all that in it. And then you count in wear and tear on the equipment, generator gas, electricity, whatever you want to say, all that kind of stuff, So what I would do if I was building these mass production, which we're probably going to here before long, is I would give 20 bucks to build this. It's $100, cost me $50 of material, pay 20 bucks for it, so you're 70, you're making $30. You're not really profiting 30 bucks, but you're getting the gist of it, And I would give 20 bucks whether it was one person or 10 people building it. So just so you know, not $20 a person, but $20 completely, cause 20 bucks, one person can build 2 or 3, 4 an hour. They got a very, very good paycheck coming. Now let's get to this. I come up with this design in my head over the past few days. I thought about it last year. I wanted to build a gravity feeder, but we sold so many of these that I couldn't ever build one. So what I did was I did the same thing. I got 4-foot legs. I think this one takes like 9 2x4s and, or maybe it's 9 1x12s and 8 or 9 2x4s. I can't remember, in one piece of tin. I'm going to say this one, I haven't done the math on it. I just literally built it when I got done. I built this one and went and eat supper, and I added it up roughly and figured it. But I'll have a breakdown. I'll put it in the description of what it cost me to build this and the materials and sort of the cut list. But anyways, you got 2x4s 4 feet long here. And then it's 2 foot wide, 4 feet long. So you got 4 footers there. That's 4 feet across there. This is a 1x12 4 foot and all that. And then I got 2 foot 2x4. There's one underneath there. There's one inside there. And there's one up here. And then there's 3 1x12s 2 foot long going down the side to just enclose it. And it's not 4 foot. You gotta subtract for your sides and all. You'll have to measure because your material will be different size than mine, just like on the last one, if you use plywood or whatever. But there's a 2 foot. We're just gonna call it 4 foot also. And then these are 1 foot. There's 4 of them that hold it up. And I think that's all the material I got in this. Well, a piece of tin, you know. And I did it like that. If I build it again, I think I'm gonna put a 2x6 in here, and then I'm gonna drop this down a little bit, maybe, and see how it does. Or I may put a 2x6 in there and still put a 2x4 there, you know, but it'll be 3 inches further down. So it'll be about where that 2x4. So it'll actually end, you know, down here on this wood, this drop piece will. Then I may put me a 2x6. So this will be picked up again and I'll have a 3-inch drop. If it looks like the feed's gonna be raked out of here. I'm not real sure. It may not, it may. But I built it like that, and I've built a cow feeder before, and I used the same design as this, and this just hinges up. I'll put a piece of tin across it, and it'll do fine. All I did was I come back here. This is a 30-degree angle. It's 1 3/4 of an inch, half of a 2x4, and I just cut a 30-degree angle on both sides, and I put a carriage bolt through. And just don't tighten it all the way down, but tighten it fairly well. And then I nailed this. It's 45 nails in here because I kept hitting my carriage bolt. This one looks even worse. You can beat them in. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, this one here has got them all in there. But, you know, it's perfectly fine like that. If you wanted to, you could come in, put another one across there. Don't worry about putting nothing to latch it to. My cow feeder, you may have saw it in a video in the, over where my feeder is. It'll hold a ton of feed. It is like 4x8, and it'll hold a ton. This here, I'm gonna say it'll probably hold 300 pounds because you're talking, it's 2 foot high and by 4 feet, and then you got that bottom down there, and I feel like it's gonna hold a lot. The only thing I really worry about too is if a buck has got a big rack, he ain't gonna be able to reach in there too much. But I don't know. I really built this for feed, like if you got pellets or range meal or something other like that, it can drop out and animals can lick it out. And I was trying to build it where maybe coons and stuff wouldn't get in there. But if it needs to be bigger, I can make it bigger. But I don't know. We'll have to look at it and see. I'm probably going to take this and go put this one behind the house and get feed and dump over in it. But I'm about certain that thing there will hold probably 300 pounds of feed. It'll hold a bunch. I'd almost be willing to bet you can dump 50 pounds in there and it won't start filling the throat up. The only thing I would say might be a problem is I slid my 2x4s in. They might need to be butted up flush to this instead of hanging over here. But that works. Oh yeah, what I did was I angled that. I just butted my boards on this and I come in, and this is a 6-inch opening across here. I originally didn't think about putting 2x4s running like this. Then after I did it, I realized I was going to have to, because it was not going to be enough room at all for a deer with horns to stick their head in there. And that's sort of why I'm thinking about dropping it another 3 inches. And if you just want to get 2x4s, you could just put a 2x4 there and then stand another one on top of it. Now, when I built this one, all I did was I come in, I didn't put that 2x4 on there. I just took these 1x12s and nailed them all on there. And then I come back and I nail this 1x12 on here. I think I laid it down on its side, like this was standing up, and I nailed it down, and I flipped it over and nailed it. Then I turned it upside down, and I had to figure out my boards right here. They're like 11.5 inches in. And whenever I build more, I'll take into account my angles and all here. This is like a 40-degree angle, and that'll probably be around the same. It should be the same on both ends, but I cut it 45, and you can tell it's off, but I think it's a 40 will work fine. Again, I was sort of just guessing in a hurry. Didn't really matter if I put it for sale. Somebody will buy it. It don't matter. I could charge full price, or I could be like, hey, this is a prototype. Give me $25 less. Most people will do it. But if this here, not shoot house, but feed trough, I call it the gravity feeder. If I build it like this, again, I got to do the math to see about the material usage on it. But if I can build this for $100, I'm probably going to sell it for $150. And again, it's going to take an hour to build this one. I would probably give, I like the 150 range on this one. I'll have to do the math on it. I hope I can get the material cheaper than 100. But there's there's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. It's gonna take about $40 worth of plywood, or a little better. $40, $45 I figure. And then with the 2x4s are like $3.80 a piece, I think. So there's another $30, and then your 10 is, I don't know, $12, $15. So you're right around $100 on it. Then you got nails and a couple bolts or whatever, but we'll say $100. I like the 150. I might have to go 175 on it and pay the people $40 to build it. It took me about an hour. I feel like I could build it in less than that. I feel like I could build 4 in 3 hours probably. And again, once you get your pattern down, get everything measured, you just chop, and then you can go do it. And if you got a little bit of help, it should go way, way faster too. And again, all of this is just nailed. I'd put 3-inch nails through that 2x4 into that 2x4, all these. You know, I'll either use a 2-inch nail or an 1.5-inch nail or a 3-inch nail, depending on what it is. Well, that's a lie. I've used all 1.5 and 3-inch nails, because I nailed like that through the 1x12 into the 2x4, and if I use a 2-inch, it would go all the way through. Or could possibly, and I don't want to be in there grinding junk off, you know. But I think it'll work pretty good. Let me see how wide of an opening we have here. I mean, a buck could stick his head up in there. His rack might touch. We got 11-inch opening right there. 11 inches there, and, you know, 9.5 or so there. Sorry about my fingers being in the way. It's hard holding a camera and doing this by yourself when you're not used to it, but yeah, works pretty good. Put you a piece of tin on it. You should be able to tilt it up like that, you know, and it worked good. I may have to throw a 2x4 in, or better yet, I may take and put a 2x4 right here that's, you know, however long from there to there, minus a little bit, and put a bolt in it and let that kick down so it can sit on there. And then that'll be plenty of room right here to put feed in. If you wasn't worried about, you know, rats or anything getting in there, which there's holes in it right here, they could get in there, you know, so that ain't gonna really matter. You could take and I don't really know how to make it any better than this. Maybe put a board like this on there and have it sticking out past here a little bit, and then bolt it if you wanted to. That would work. And then you could just stand it up. My feeder for my cows, it just stands up. Like, it's heavy. I have to go on the backside on this side here, pull down on it, and put all my 200 and something pounds of weight on it and make it stand up, and it just stands straight up. But I have overhang. That's what I did, was I cut these longer. And if you want it like that, and I may come back and do that, but I'm trying to keep it underneath a 3-foot piece of tin. So I got 6 inches hanging here, 6 inches hanging there, and a foot on each end. The foot on each end don't really matter. I could get the tin and get them to cut it 4 feet and put it on there and put 2 sheets and then stand it up. But you're gonna have a foot hanging over down here, you know, and that'll look like garbage. But I could overlap it a little bit because this here is solid. But I try to get all my material and get sort of a basis to have it all the same. Like, they got 4-foot legs. Just make it 4 foot, something simple. 4 foot, 5 foot, whatever. 4.5 if you want to. If you want to make it where this holds more, just go up, make it 5 foot tall, and add another 1x12 on it. Or take your 2x your plywood and just don't rip it like that, make it taller, you know. You can hold more feed if you don't come around much. If you want to put 1,000 pounds of feed in there, just build it bigger, build it wider, build it longer, whatever you want. I don't know if I'd really build it wider. I might build it longer, but just do like that. The only way I know how to get their head in there better is I could make it 5 foot and take this and make it more of a gentle slope. Instead of 12 inches here, make it 24 from there to in there, and it would make it slope down a little better. Might help them get their head in. But I really don't see a problem with deer. I don't really care about bucks. I like killing does and all. They eat better. They're more tender and all. So call me what you want, but that's what I enjoy. Everybody do what they want. But anyways, these are the feeders. I will probably, after I build several of them, get it down pat, I'll probably come up here and make a video of building one like that so you can actually see me build it by myself, then build this one once I get all the kinks worked out of them, is what I mean. But I'm fixing to go feed animals and take a shower and go to bed. It's like 7 o'clock at night. So we'll see y'all in the next video.